Gentlemen and ladies, hop in my Mercedes. No, this is the No Pyro Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good Tuesday. Easter week. 1 week closer to Mania. Weather kind of breaking. Feels good. It does. It does. This is the No Pyro Podcast. My name is Total Mac, a.k.a. TVD Mac, a.k.a. Six Layer, a.k.a. Metro Mac. Joined in the building with me by my man Swervy Lee, a.k.a. SVS Swerve, a.k.a. Swollen Pal, f.k.a. Yogo Tuna, a.k.a. Swervy Atmos, a.k.a. Young Down Payment. How you feeling, big dog?
Man, ready to get rolling, man. How's everybody doing out there? My allergies are kicking in. That's how you just let me know that spring is here. And my neighbors are also letting me know that spring is here by never being quiet. So
Oh, right on cue. Oh,
you hear that?
That better be followed by some gunshots, or she just talking with water pistols.
It's always water pistols.
Oh my goodness. 3 things to let you know that the weather is breaking. 1, nosy neighbors. 2, wait a minute.
Right on cue. Oh. Don't be touching my shit.
All right. Well, if you want to
your
finish the
podcast
show,
is not filmed in the hood. It ain't being filmed right.
This name of the podcast is "It Ain't Worth It."
If you would like to introduce Drew, go ahead. I will mute myself.
I listen, man. We got action. I had to pause. Oh my god. Yeah, I was saying 3 things to let you know that the weather is breaking: nosy neighbors, allergies to mess up on you, and most importantly, ice cream shops are flooded. See an ice cream parlor and the lines out the door, that's when you know that the weather is officially broke. With that being said, a man who I know loves a good scoop of ice cream, my man, No Chill Drew, a.k.a. EGB, a.k.a. the Applebee's. Oh, wait a minute. a.k.a. the OG, a.k.a. Oh man! All right, that screams a Arizona Arnold Palmer.
Dude, when have you ever opened an Arnold Palmer and heard carbonation?
I don't know what that is.
That is a Mountain Dew, sir.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear any carbonation. My bad. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. Allergies are starting to hit me, which is always fun. We're now eligible to get the vaccine, yet every place is booked solid, and we can't get an appointment. So that's good. And honestly, I'm taking bets on which of you two is going to have neighbors kill each other first. I had you pegged, but right now, I think worse neighbors are taking the lead.
Yeah, Swerve's neighbors are almost at the brink of it. I'm definitely beat by just a hair, because outside, the neighbors that I thought were moved are back.
Oh,
they are. Yeah, they seem to gallivant over here during the daytime because they don't work. So what else are you gonna do?
Right.
Besides being an annoyance to society.
I will say the one thing I'm excited about when COVID does eventually end is that, some of these shithead neighbors that we got finally get evicted. Finally. Dude, I got this crack dealer like a few doors down that is fucking awful. Just fucking awful.
But Drew, at that point, we're just playing. We're playing swaps. Trade me your Blastoise for my Venusaur.
No, so all my other neighbors are fine. They're all good. They might be on drugs. Who knows? But this fucking crack dealer, she parks her car right fucking in the middle of where people need to walk to get to their apartment just because she's too fucking lazy to go to the actual parking lot. She hasn't paid her rent in fucking 12 months. And I mean, you deal crack, so you got the money. It's not like you're laid off of anything.
You got a female crack dealer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, at this point, I'm just hoping her boyfriend kills her.
Jeez.
EGB early. What Jeff said I should lay off the burying. Get the fuck out of here.
Jeff, you gonna take that, bro?
Hey, you should lay off. If you don't know why Hurricane blocked you, you might want to, lay off the burials. Never, okay? In the moment, I was proud of it. What?
Gregory Helms blocked you?
He did.
Recently?
Well, I noticed it recently. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I think I know where it came from. Because, I kind of called his bullshit out. But, yeah.
Wow. I didn't think that was possible. But here we are.
Well, he was talking shit about Road Dogg and his addictions. And I brought up him and Jeff Hardy in a fucking Taco Bell strung off their fucking asses, talking shit about CM Punk. And then all of a sudden his Twitter feed went silent.
No, it wasn't silent, bro. You went silent.
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot to talk about today. We'll get into some wrestling in a minute. Mania is approaching. We are, less than 2 weeks away?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it, though.
No, it doesn't.
I'm excited because, every WrestleMania, right around hour number 2, I'm normally asleep, so I'll be excited for that.
And I do just want to point out to everyone who is planning on watching WrestleMania, you need to get in on time.
Yeah.
This is not the WWE Network. They will not let you start over. They will not let you rewind. If you come in an hour late, you miss the hour.
Yeah.
Wow, it's terrible.
Order your 7-Eleven pizza and wings. If you drink
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if you guys have explored Peacock at all as far as WWE section. Man, fans got fucked.
Yeah, I mean, if you thought WWE was corporate then, and you move the whole platform to a super corporate company, what do you expect?
Dude, they got nothing on there. I know that they're still adding shit, but if you're hey, I kind of want to watch, let's say a pay-per-view from 1995. Guess what? You're not. It's not happening.
But they said that kind of stuff is going to get put back on there, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. How fucking hard is it to cross shit over from WWE Network to Peacock? You have it all on there. You just got to move it over. But of course...
Console generation.
What's that?
It's like a new console generation, starting off with nothing.
Well, then we find out the real reason why is because Peacock has people going through all the WWE content, removing shit.
They taking away all the Braun panty matches?
They're taking away anything that goes against their quote-unquote policies and standards. So 2 things already have been removed. I don't know if you heard what was removed.
I'm
just pulling up what was removed. Because I just want to see if anything else was removed besides. Okay, so okay, so the match at WrestleMania between Roddy Piper and Bad News Brown, where Roddy Piper had the face paint half black, half white, whole match is gone.
We talked about that last week.
Yep.
Good.
So if you heard about it, guess what? Can't watch that match anymore.
They got rid of the Tropic Thunder Piper.
Also, Vince McMahon at Survivor Series going up to John Cena and saying, "John Cena, what's up, my go on."
Good.
It's gonna be interesting to see what else is removed. Especially when it comes to ECW. Especially when it comes to Chris Benoit.
Oh, WrestleMania 20 just gone, huh?
Drew, you let me know when the patent 2-word phrase "my home" is removed as well.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, they did a lot of stereotypical shit. Kerwin White might be gone.
Oh man,
I know that he was a fan favorite of the show.
That whole DX versus Nation feud gonna be gone then.
Yep.
Oh, X-Pac black facing it. Oh my god.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're leaving no segment unturned.
The crazy thing is, it's like,
but Hogan,
at what point are we, worried about offending people? And what point is it just like going too far? Like, I get it. The 2 things that they erased, the Vince McMahon thing, I get. The Roddy Piper thing, really. But it's got to get to a point where, like, you're not showing Eddie Guerrero coming to the ring because, well, a Mexican driving a lowrider could be seen as offensive. Like, at what point are we like, okay, grow a fucking sack?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I am. You gotta understand, this is a different type of ball game now. We're talking about different investment dollars. We're talking about different board meetings, different clientele. If I'm paying $10 a month because I'm so in love with, Joey, and I happen to stumble across, the WWE network infused in Peacock, and let's say I go and my first thing I watch is this bullshit from Vince and John Cena, I'm going to be one of many who will voice my opinion on that and turn the brand.
This is the same streaming service that's hyping up its new documentary about John Wayne Gacy. So I mean, you have shit with serial killers on it, real serial killers. But if we have Brock Lesnar coming out in a sombrero in anticipation for his match with Eddie Guerrero, man, we can't do that. Like, I don't want to be that guy. You know what? I am going to be that guy. If seeing Brock Lesnar in a sombrero ruins your day and fucks you up mentally, maybe you should just think about sitting this whole life thing out. Because I mean, it does not get easier from there. That's like a 3 on the fucking bad shit meter.
Yeah, I hear you. It's just, if one person's going to get offended by it on the board or whoever's making these decisions at NBC, it's gone. That's the type of world we live in now. From PC to Me Too to people getting offended for what most people may feel is very, very low hanging fruit, but one person may feel is so important to them. You kind of got to treat that with kid gloves.
Well, as long as NBC keeps that same energy on everything, I guess it's understandable. I do like what Vince Russo did say about the WWE and today's current WWE product. He was on a podcast talking about it and said that WWE is making so much money, hand over fist, that they no longer really need to be creative. They no longer have to think outside the box and be creative. They're not worried about if a storyline is going to succeed or if it's compelling or anything, especially if it's something that may step on people's toes, because they're making so much money from the Peacock deal and the Fox deal and all these different deals that the artistic side, the creative side, kind of takes a back seat. And he said, that Raw and SmackDown numbers are decent, but, it would be surprising to see that USA and Fox are 100% happy with the numbers that they're pulling in as far as what they paid for. You'd expect WWE to bring in better numbers as far as ratings, especially in a pandemic where people have to stay home. But instead, it's the creatives kind of taking a back seat because it's just, hey, we're pulling in money hand over foot. Who gives a shit? Who really gives a shit if it's good storylines or not?
Yeah, well, hey, I bet you Fox wishes that their SmackDown number was a little bit larger, but they're not complaining at where they are. For Friday night, what else are you going to put on SmackDown on Friday or put on Fox on Fridays?
No, I hear that 100%. You know what? You are right. That's a good number. But when you're paying $2 billion for a show, that number could definitely be a lot higher.
Well, think about it when they first signed it. So much has changed. From storylines to champions to who's running the show, writers in the back. A lot has changed. I don't know if Fox signs deal saying, hey, we're going to be buying this program for $2 billion and we want Paul Heyman heading the writing and creative team. We want, Vince in charge of that. We want this champion. We want marquee names. We want an immediate draft. You don't know if those things are involved. So to say that you're not getting the product that they want now, I mean, did they kind of say what they wanted or did they just get sold the pipe dream?
I mean, it's Fox. You know what they wanted. They don't care about a draft. They don't care about, who's champion. They don't care about any of that. Fox cares about one thing, and that's numbers. And that's proven the fact of how many shows they cancel. They're well known for not giving shows a chance. If you don't come out of the gate swinging, you're done. So that's what they care about is the numbers. They don't give a fuck who's the champion. They don't give a fuck if the New Day's on their show. They don't give a fuck if John Cena shows up. They want to see those numbers. They want to see that ad revenue coming in.
I want to ask you and Swervy this, and then we can move on to some current events inside the square circle. We know that Raw has been, or not Raw, but yeah, well, Raw's been the flagship show of WWE, and they've always had some gimmicky methods of trying to get SmackDown to be close or dethrone Raw. Is this the closest that it's ever been as far as the gap between Raw and SmackDown?
I would say.
What are the numbers? I don't know. Are you just asking from like content wise, like how you view it?
Yeah. Let's stick with the content.
You can probably say that because they have who we presume to be the top dog over there. But he has the trash. He got a trash storyline for WrestleMania. I gotta be honest. So, in my eyes, it's still not better. But you could argue it though.
And
I would say
the most recent reports say that after Fastlane, Raw went down while SmackDown went up.
After Fastlane?
Right. So,
well, I mean, that was coming fresh off of a ridiculous, unnecessary Edge heel turn. So, I mean, sure, people tuned in to see why he did it, but is it still there?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say probably that early 2000s period when Brock Lesnar was first there. That was probably its peak. Because right now, I don't know if you guys watch SmackDown at all. I usually catch every day or every week rather, just because, I'm usually doing a lot of, different work around the house, and it's easy to put on SmackDown and just watch during it. Because of that, I've noticed something with the SmackDown. And this is why I'm going to say that the SmackDown numbers, while they may have risen after Fastlane, they probably haven't stayed risen. And the reason is because every week there's nothing creative about it. It's the same scenario every week. And
Are we looking at them from when they brand split? When you said early 2000s, or are you just talking about when the show was existing? Because
so like when Heyman was
I would say
was
neck
the
and neck. You had Lesnar, Kurt Angle, The Rock. I mean, they split everybody pretty evenly. So I don't think there was any clear winners during that time.
They had a solid upper mid card though. I mean, they had both shows had a good top line, but they had the better mid card.
It was I mean but Raw still had like I guess you could say the live whatever that gave them the edge, but I think it had them pretty evenly stacked when you factor all of those things in.
I mean, they also had the sure bet to get a ratings draw on that Scott Steiner on Raw. So with SmackDown now, it's literally the same formula every fucking week. It's you got Rey Mysterio and his son taking on a tag team, or they'll be in a singles match, but still doing tag spots. You'll get Bianca and Sasha talking shit, but at the same time, are they friends? Are they not? I don't know. And then you have Seth Rollins coming out. He'll talk shit about when Cesaro spun him, right now 3 weeks ago. Cesaro, you spun me 3 weeks ago. How dare you? And then Cesaro will come out and try to spin him again. And then you'll have a spot with Big E and Apollo Crews. That's SmackDown every week. Oh, and then you'll have Roman sitting backstage, broodingly talking to Jey Uso, while Daniel Bryan complains about why he's not getting a title shot. Every week. Every week. If you're going to tell me that they're on top of the wrestling world, I want to know what they're paying their writers for. Because you're literally just copy-pasting and then just shifting the matches around in their placement. Like, Apollo Crews isn't opening the show this week. He's in the third spot. Like, come on, that's not really fucking work.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the writers getting lazy, or Vince saying, hey, we don't want to be too involved in this program this week or this month or what have you, because, hey, we got that big Peacock deal coming up. Let's keep everything, PG. If that's what they're saying. I don't know that for sure, but
Alexa Bliss said on Raw, Randy Orton, at WrestleMania, you're going to die. So death is PG.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Murder in PG.
Yeah, I mean, cartoon villains murdered you too, but you came back next week, so.
But I mean, Randy Orton's an actual person. He's not a cartoon villain. Like, he's an actual person. He has kids. We've seen his kids.
there are some ridiculous.
Dude's wrestling with his government name.
There are some ridiculous holes in some of these stories, Drew. I can't lie, but I mean, you're gonna have to go through it with a fine tooth comb to make sense of it all. I don't know if that's what they're trying to do, is make sense with this. Do you think that line was written for Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Alexa Bliss is going, into business for herself. Like, hey, Randy Orton, we're gonna Kennedy you. Like, no, that's written for
her. Okay. Just asking. Yeah. I mean, me personally, I think SmackDown is the number one show, from the champions to the angles to who's main eventing what. You've got the Sasha and Bianca storyline. You've got the Roman, Edge, and Bryan storyline. SmackDown, even the matches on joint pay-per-views, those just have that big fight feel added to it.
And although he sounds like he's crying when he's trying to be dramatic, Big E is still a better mid-card champion than Riddle any day.
Oh yeah. When if they really treat this right, if Big E sheds the New Day shit and they really put something on him that is going to work, watch out. That's all I gotta say.
He's got to shed all of it. He can't come out in New Day gear. He can't, be doing a dance to the ring with Street Profits and basically just being like, hey, this isn't New Day, but I mean, it's New Day. Vince saw it and he thought it was New Day, but, that's Vince. It has to be a totally different Big E. And when I say totally different Big E, I don't mean Big E Langston when he first showed up, doing the dust clap and, acting like the typical muscular guy.
I'm not gonna lie, when WrestleMania happens, I'm a sucker for new attire, new music, Pyro's involved. I'm a sucker for all of it. I don't know if it's too late in the game for Big E to get it, but I hope he does, because that's a nice way to debut it.
I want elaborate entrances.
I always hated the new attire because they never had it in the next game.
that part, I didn't like that. That was only negative from it.
I'm like, you had 4 months to make this.
Dude, right. With the elaborate entrances for wrestlers, I hope to God for Apollo Crews we find out that Vince thinks that Nigeria is actually Wakanda, and he gets like some like Black Panther intro. Like, that's what I'm hoping for him. Just like an army of like women with spears, like just like standing for him to come out. That would be a kick-ass entrance.
It would.
And
be.
then Big what?
I kind of figured you could say it, but I don't know is Apollo Crews making it to WrestleMania?
He's wrestling Big E.
He still is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, what did I just tell you? They're not changing up the formula at all. They've been doing the same angle between the two every week, and that's leading up to WrestleMania. And they're already confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's on night 2 too. That's what's fucking crazy.
Night 2 pre-show or
night 2 the main show from what I know. And I mean, I'm going by music festival rules, so like night 2 is always better than night 1.
Well, I mean, looking at the card, I think night 1 is better. But no, most of the
I'm surprised we're not getting that throwback match or a match that you would see Triple H in or Goldberg in or John Cena in. We're not getting that match.
You want the part-time special, huh?
Man, come on, man. That's what I want.
Oh, you know who we're gonna get though, probably, right? We're gonna get The Rock showing up at some point. Fuck around.
I don't think so. Not this year.
No, we got the WWE Peacock deal. He's got his new show on NBC that's bound to get canceled. He's got to show up and promote it.
I'm looking at these night 2 and night 1. They have Shane and Strowman, but they have the April 10th and 11th. Does that mean pre-recorded?
Shane gonna
I think that one they might not know what day.
He gonna squander his way out of that and then have to face him the next night.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I guess you could say the undercard matches are better on night 2, but I think the build for the championship is just better on night 1.
Because night 1 is Drew and
I think they built that. Yeah, I think they built that better despite what they did last night.
Well, you know what? We're gonna do unorthodox. Let's get into that. Then we'll have our AEW coverage just a little bit later.
So what are we getting into?
Let's get into what happened with that Raw segment. Let's talk about that while we're here. I feel like we're getting steam. So that was the only segment I watched. And when I got done watching it, I asked myself a question that I have yet to answer. I'm hoping that I can find it here, but I feel like I won't. What was the purpose of that?
Okay, so I've got some feelings about this. And this caught me in my feelings. Because listen, am I wrong? Am I fucking wrong when I say Hurt Business is the best thing on Raw?
Yep.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know, and I'll admit that I'm wrong. But
the best thing they had for a while on there.
By fucking far, it was the best thing on Raw. And I know Vince loves to put factions together just to break them up. I got that. We're 2 weeks from WrestleMania. You couldn't wait till after WrestleMania. You broke this shit up before WrestleMania, so you leave Lashley exposed. He doesn't have his group around him. I think he just has MVP. You don't have everyone else. And in that, you basically fuck over Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander because, I mean, what the fuck are they doing now?
He may not even have MVP if he has to announce again.
Like, I mean, you had a power stable. The world champion surrounded by guys in a fucking stable.
Dripping with gold.
And you break him up 2 weeks after he wins his belt.
Listen, and here's my thing. The stable, they did the bare minimum. They didn't have an up-and-coming Randy Orton and Evolution type stable. They didn't have a Rock in the Nation of Domination stable. They had guys who were clearly 3 guys in their 40s, 1 guy who was a journeyman, who was never anything outside of a tag team champion, and they still were the best thing going on Raw. And you got rid of that. Maybe they have something coming down the pipeline that's better. I don't know. I'm like you though, No Chill. At what point do you say, let's break up MVP and Lashley? Because what's the point? But then you really ask yourself, what is MVP doing once him and Lashley are doing?
Now listen, if you turn around then and you call up a couple guys from NXT or young up-and-coming guys, and you put them in that spot in Hurt Business, and have Lashley like, okay, I got rid of the riffraff, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, and I brought in these guys, and this is the Hurt Business with MVP, I can buy it.
Does this open the door for a Keith Lee return?
So Keith Lee is out on medical. Apparently, doctors will not allow him back in wrestling right now.
Would you guys believe that this is all a ruse, perhaps. And I don't know if you recall, but I think the week before, when Drew McIntyre had beat the Hurt Business, them being Shelton Benjamin and I can't think of his name, but the other guy,
Cedric.
and that was for they could not interfere at ringside for their WrestleMania match. Since he beat him, they can't interfere. But if he's not a part of the Hurt Business, they can interfere. Do you think the WWE is smart enough to do that, or this is just broken up and we're not going there?
So here's the thing. That would be super fucking smart. Do I think that their writers have the energy or the ambition to write that in as a significant story? Absolutely not. Do I think that they just broke this group up just to break it up? Yeah. Do I think that they're going to call up people from NXT? No. I would love them to. I would love that. I would love your idea of, hey, we can interfere. We're not members of the Hurt Business. And then, the next night, hey, bring it in. You're back in. That would be dope. I would fucking love that shit.
I feel like they could do that because that right there is old school to the core. Because when was the last time we've seen something like that happen? And I know we hate how they go back in their old bag of tricks and just, wash repeat threads. But I feel like this is kind of unique. I'm gonna watch out for that because I was watching last night just to see what type of hurt Lashley will put on those dudes, and I didn't really see something that was, get the hell out of my stable type of beatdown.
Then again, though, seeing the Shane McMahon report card angle on Raw that same night makes me think, man, these writers are not crafty enough to come up with something that elaborate.
But it was interesting though when he wrestled Shelton Benjamin, and then they went. He had a chance, Lashley did, to attack Cedric during the match, and he kind of just, shoot him away. And Cedric didn't get involved in the match with him and Shelton Benjamin, so that was like, maybe they are going to do that, because otherwise, why wouldn't you just jump him? I mean, if you're challenging him next week, what makes you think if he beats Shelton Benjamin, what makes you think you got a chance? You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
That would be very interesting. Because I fucking hate the fact that they just broke up the best faction on Raw. Especially, a week, 2 weeks after they broke up yet another faction in Retribution. They just broke up two factions, back to back.
Well, Retribution definitely should have been broken up. They were.
No, listen, I'm not saying that we missed that. I'm not saying that they are contributors to the world and whatsoever. But I am saying that it's getting a little out of hand when you break up two factions back to back. I get that Vince puts people together just to break them up, but come on now.
Yeah, this whole thing happened rather quickly. I mean, it wasn't even from Royal Rumble to, WrestleMania. It was after the fact, and they're broken up before. I'm talking about as far as when they were complete unit with all the gold and everything. It didn't last that long, So, hoping that could be it. But if it is, I don't know if Shelton Benjamin and Cedric would retain. I mean, would be able to recapture the gold and kind of get back to where they were. So it could very well be over.
Well, see, now here's the thing. Now they don't have to necessarily, because the group is really strong when everyone has gold. But if the group has the world title, that trumps all the other belts. You don't need anyone else to have belts. That group's a power belt because they have the world belt. That's all that matters. You're dripping with gold if you have, the U.S. title and the tag belts. Yeah, great. You're a power team if you have all those. But the World Championship trumps all those belts.
Yeah, I mean, when he had the U.S. title belt and they had the tag belts, um, your for a stable, I guess you could say you are 50% of the storyline. Um, yeah, for the most part. I mean, not if you don't include the women. When you have a stable and they have all of the gold that you can get. So if they would have had another member and got the world title and had the U.S. title, but they didn't have another person. So yeah, they were a major part of that for all of that time, and they still are. But it doesn't really seem, even though he said the Hurt Business is over. He kind of did voice that, but again, it wasn't like how you usually kick somebody out of a group. I mean, they had a wrestling match. You know what I'm saying? Like usually you get, you know how stables break up. I don't know. It just didn't seem that way. So I don't know. I'll just keep my eyes peeled for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if that is how they broke up, it's really shitty. But I mean, as far as like them not having the belt, it's not like when Hulk Hogan was in the NWO and had the world title. People were like, this group's strong, but I think Scott Norton needs to get that TV title for it to be real over the top.
I mean, I take a nice fantasy booking where it's Lashley against McIntyre, and I know that the Hurt Business aren't supposed to interfere, so they do this rules segment on Raw, and I'm trying to think of somebody who can come out and interfere to help McIntyre against Lashley, Alexander, and Benjamin, because they're going to come out. But let's say it's Keith Lee. I know he's medically unable to perform, but let's say it's him.
You can use Sheamus.
Okay, let's say Sheamus. I think you know where I'm going with this. So let's say it's Sheamus, right? So they're wrestling. Something happens. Ref knocks out. Here comes Alexander and Benjamin. So they come out to help Lashley. So now this happens, and then you hear Sheamus music. So now Sheamus comes out, and I don't know if I can because he's not buddy with McIntyre, so I can't use that.
But they were friends.
Okay,
they were very good friends, and that was the story that they're telling, is that they were very good friends. So he sees his friend in trouble. He puts his feelings aside and goes, you know what? I've seen enough.
Right. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to help my friend of 20 plus years because a 3-on-1 ain't happening. Not on my watch, fella. Well, actually, it ain't happening, but a 4-on-1 will happen on his watch because Sheamus will appear to help McIntyre, but will come out and give McIntyre a road kick, and Sheamus joins the Hurt Business as the new.
Okay, we can't use Sheamus then. We cannot use Sheamus in that.
But you can plug and play somebody dominant in that spot, though. That would be a 5-foot hill turn.
Everything is all right with that story except for the fact that Sheamus is Sheamus. It would make him look so stupid to do that.
Right. Unless the night before he goes, hey, Drew, I see you in the back working out. Hey, good luck tonight. We're going to put whatever happened the last month behind us. We've been friends for 20 years. I respect you, da-da-da-da. And then that happens.
Drew has to say that to Sheamus. And Sheamus has to be like, he has to be like, hey, good luck in your match against, I think he's facing Riddle. We got to put our stuff aside us. I know we've had some bad blood recently, but I just want you to know, good luck tonight at WrestleMania. And Sheamus kind of gives him okay. And then he gets jumped by Hurt Business. And then Sheamus comes out and makes a save.
Right. That's when you get a nice reaction off of that.
Let me recant a little bit. How did you guys feel? And I hate to keep bringing up this guy's name, but when Hogan had control of the NWO and the Giant helped him beat, I forget who it was, but there was a side deal they had. If he helped him beat whoever that person was, that he would get a title shot, even though he was in the NWO. Are you going for that kind of angle?
No, because he wouldn't be in the Hurt Business. I'm not saying that Sheamus. No, that was something that Matt came up with. I don't want Sheamus in the Hurt Business. Nothing kills a stable quicker than Sheamus.
That's not true.
Oh yeah. Hey, how many T-shirts did you get of the League of Nations?
But that was around for a long time though, bro.
You know, okay. What was your favorite segment of League of Nations?
I couldn't tell you. That's how good they were.
All of them were great.
All of them were great. Normally, flash in the pan shit, you can like, oh yeah, this happened. Nah, this was a long run.
All Sheamus needs is a salmon suit.
Listen,
and he can be right in the Hurt Business.
Telling you, man. I mean, it has to be somebody who would be on. Oh God, what are the villains called in the DC universe? I can't think of their name, but they have to appear like that. If Lashley's gonna be what's his face? Starts with a D. If he's gonna be Darkseid, then Sheamus.
Whoa, hey, don't be doing any spoilers for the Snyder Cut. I haven't seen it yet.
There's no spoils. Did you watch Swerve?
No, not yet.
But what's the dude that's under Darkseid?
Oh, shit.
Him. I can't think of his name, but that's who Sheamus we need to be. Because going back to my earlier point, if you were to rank the wrestlers in her business, you've got really good, and then you've got shit.
Yeah, it's a steep curve. I know what you're saying. So you need that. You basically just need the U.S. champion. That's what you're saying.
I mean, yeah. And then Monday night after Mania, you got Alexander and Sheldon competing for the tag championships. And then you've got every single championship on Raw in the Hurt Business.
I kind of want Omos AJ to get it.
Well, I mean, I don't know what Omos can do in the ring. That's the scary part.
That's what I want to find out.
I feel like Nicholas might get more action than him. Because from what I've seen from Omos so far, oh man, it's been terrible. And one thing too, this has to be said about the Hurt Business.
Steppenwolf, by the way.
Yeah. Sheamus has to be the Steppenwolf of this squad, of this faction. One thing too, I will say about the Hurt Business: 4 black dudes, but they are not using race at all in that. So yes, you could put Sheamus in there.
Put the palest fucking guy on your roster.
It'll still go. That shit will go over.
It would have worked. Anyway, because the Nation of Domination wasn't always black.
He'll be the Owen Hart of the group.
Right.
I actually liked it more when it was Savio, Crush, Farouk. You know what I'm saying?
If the angle from April to July is her business is just gaining so many superstars every pay-per-view where they have a nice 7-8 man roster. I'm not mad at it.
You don't want that.
No, why not?
That's what killed the NWO. It was too oversaturated. Once you get to the Vincents of the world, you went too far.
Remember when, like Ahmed joined the Nation or Booker T was in the NWO?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Virgil.
But I mean, you added Sheamus. You add, I'm trying to think of somebody else who could be out there. But you had a couple guys in there who are forces in the Hurt Business, and you could be doing something. They don't all have to be top tier guys. But what WWE misses, they miss gangs. Like I haven't seen a gang beat up on Raw or SmackDown in a while. There's like 4 guys just smashing like one or two dudes. Haven't seen that in a long while.
Someone in the front row yelling "World Star."
Right. Like they need that.
The Hurt Business need Aleister Black.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Alistair too weird, man. Alistair do his seances, man. Her business ain't about that.
Oh man.
Coming
WWE,
at my door.
they need to take a page out of AEW's book and learn how to start getting four dudes on one. Pause. And incorporate that because that needs to be seen.
I mean, they can have different divisions like the Hurt Business South.
Oh my god. They Def Jam, bro.
Oh man.
LWO, yeah, that's what she said.
I'm just saying, you got to branch out, man. You don't branch out, how you grow.
Was there the topic you guys wanted to hit before we hit AEW?
Yeah, or are we still going to do some Raw stuff right now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, so let's talk about Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman.
So wait, Braun is on SmackDown, right? He's on SmackDown.
Nope, he's on Raw.
When did this happen?
He's been on Raw for a while.
Okay. Pause.
You watched him go choo-choo last week on Raw.
Oh, that is true. You're right. I didn't want to say Braun Strowman, but dude, if he was in the Hurt Business, okay, I might be a fan now. Well, I didn't say it because I thought he was on SmackDown.
He would be the guy they send out to just do, run to the store.
I don't know if you said this, Doug, or if it was Drew. But you got to make that motherfucker the man with no mouth again. Because that's when he was at his best.
Yeah.
If he didn't talk, if he just wrecked stuff and left, that's what he needs to do.
He also can't be getting punked out by the boss's 50-year-old son.
Oh, God. What?
He can't do what Roman do, though. He can't wreck everything and leave.
He can cause a little carnage. He's done it before.
So, Shane is in the ring with Elias and Elias's guy. And he's going
Jackson
over Braun's... What's that?
Jackson Riker.
Okay. That's a porn name, but okay.
I hate what they did to him, man. They squashed my man. I don't appreciate that.
So Shane McMahon starts reading Braun Strowman's 5th grade report card.
Oh my God. You yawning?
Very, very monotone, too. It's like, hey, listen, I'm a simple man. I see Shane with a microphone. I hit fast forward. But, reading D-. And then he says, Braun Strowman cannot put words together. Math, D. Braun Strowman can't count. Social studies, D-. Braun Strowman doesn't know his history. Gym, D. Braun Strowman is not physically fit. And the entire time they're talking shit about this dude, and then they show, we have a picture of Braun Strowman from 5th grade. Here it is. And it's literally just a picture from WWE.com of Braun Strowman wearing a dunce hat. This is the content that Mac said to me was not just geared at kids, but geared at adults too. When Braun Strowman answered the call, one of the commentators said, "It's Braun Strowman, WWE's answer to Snowpiercer." So he's still a fucking train. Just so we're clear, he's still a fucking train.
Hey, man. A-Train was the best thing that happened to him. All they try to do is put it on Braun.
And for the 4 of you who watch TNT after Dynamite goes off the air, he's not only a train, he's Snowpiercer.
Who the hell is Snowpiercer?
That's a show that comes on after Dynamite. It's basically about a train.
I mean, hey, he could be modeled after a different type of train. But
No, I mean, the show's called Snowpiercer.
no, okay, we're not gonna go there. I mean, look, when you don't know what to do with somebody, you just give them anything, and that's what we're getting here. It's lazy writing. It's also unnecessary writing, because why do you need Shane McMahon at every WrestleMania? Wrestling.
Why do you need Shane McMahon at all?
Matches.
At all?
The WWE has too much dip on their chip.
Wasn't someone on this podcast arguing with me about Shane McMahon being a draw?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because if so, that's your answer. He's a draw, right?
I would assume so. I mean, I'll pop during the match, but I get why he's here. There's nothing more, nothing less.
I have a question. Will you be attending the NFL Combine? Because with that backpedal, man, you're going to go top 3 in for cornerbacks, like no doubt.
Drew, what do you want me to do? Lash out? I've seen this.
I mean, you can admit that he's not a draw instead of being like, well, I'll pop when his match comes on. We've just been shitting on his angle for like 10 minutes, and you're like, well, no, I'll pop if he comes out
because you know what you're getting with Shane. You know what you're getting with him. I don't understand
every time. Like it's a good thing.
It's not a good thing. It's just a thing.
Like if your daughter brings home a guy from ISIS, and it's like, well, I mean, you can either have somebody who could be a racist, or a rapist, or a murderer, or a child molester. Or you can have your daughter marry somebody who is a terrorist.
Drew, you
know what you're getting with them.
Drew, you got a big heart. You got a big family. Let's hypothetical here. So every holiday, you have your family over to your house for dinner. You and your girl cook. You got this one uncle who, I don't know why, but every time he walks around, his hands just have metal in them. And everything like money and shit that's valuable always sticks to his hands. But he stole it from you a few times, and you still let him come over. And then let's just say you got some real expensive china, and he eats. You keep your eye on the china, taps you on the back, tells you a joke. He's stealing your china, and now you're like, yo, where is it? You know he has it. Are you surprised?
So here's the thing. I'm going to stop you right there. Because if I had a family member stealing from me, they wouldn't be invited back over to my house. Now, you might like clap back like, that's not true. I had a falling out with one of my cousins over just dumb shit, kind of. I stopped talking to him about 5-6 years ago, and I didn't talk to him again until the day he died. It's not something where it's like, oh, if it's family, I'll invite him over for the holidays. No, listen, if there's shit like you're stealing my shit or you're doing shit like that, you're not invited over. You're not coming in. Like, I don't know how your family is, but with me, like if that's shit like that, no, you gotta clear that shit up before you ever come back to my house.
The example wasn't to use our particular families, but you act like it's not far-fetched that somebody in this life, whether it be family, friend, or what have you, will use that in their real life and say, you know what? I'm going to forgive them for the 4 or 5 times that they've done something to me. That's what we're getting with McMahon. I'm inviting Shane McMahon in my house. I know what I'm getting. I know what he's going to do for me. At this point, I've accepted it. I'm not looking for anything different. I'm not expecting you to do anything different. But if you do, I'll be surprised and I'll be a lot more happier than what you give me on a regular. That's all it is.
So you're saying Shane is the klepto uncle that might steal $20 but never $100.
Exactly. That's who he is. You're getting Shane McMahon with the custom J's, with the stupid entrance, with the stupid garbage can move. You know he's going to risk his body, and he's going to lose. I get that every year with him. I'm not mad at it. Cirque du Soleil comes in town once every 2 years. I love it every time I go. I get what's going to happen, but I still go and watch it.
You see, I don't think that there's a lot of people like that. I mean, if there's something that I mean, it's like, oh, this bores me, or I know what I'm getting out of this, and it's not great. Why the fuck would you go? Like,
Drew, every family has that uncle, and a couple other uncles we won't get into.
But I mean, if you have an uncle who, let's say, diddled you in the family room, or taught you how to swim just a little bit too close.
I just said it wasn't going.
Why would you invite him over? Like, why would you keep on inviting him? Be like, listen, he's not invited. I get these family, but he's a fuck up. He's a fuck up, and I don't want him over. If somebody has a problem with it, then you host it. That's honestly what I would say. You got a problem with it, you fucking host it.
I don't want
to. But if I'm hosting something, and there's somebody in the family that I don't like because they're a fuck up, you're not coming. And that's how I feel with Shane. Is like, I'm not going to cheer him because I know what I'm going to get from him. Because I know what I'm going to get from him is not something worth cheering. So why would I pop for him?
And guess what? For every one of you, there's probably 3 of me. And they know that. That's why they keep doing it.
Well, I mean, at least we know why the creative is so shitty.
Back and say he's part of the problem.
Seriously. I mean, okay.
But how are we not
acting like that? Well, guess what? I'm part of the problem.
Okay, but who's defining it as a problem?
We all 3 of us have said that this sucks.
Okay, did you think that
the backpedal game is so fucking strong?
Did you think that it sucked when it was him and AJ Styles?
Oh my god!
Hey,
you just happened to get lucky.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because every Shane feud, with the exception of the Kurt Angle one from way back in the day, you don't even know why is this happening? I've asked myself that every single time. Why did he challenge Undertaker?
But you don't need to know. But I bet you can tell me all the Shane spots.
Well, he's got 2 that he does every single time.
Hey, Mac, I have a question.
Go ahead, man.
Scale of 1 to 10, how much did you like what was in that lockbox?
TBD.
His angles suck. He got lucky with AJ. That wasn't Shane's doing.
Did he get lucky?
AJ's.
Did he get lucky with Steve Blackman?
Pause, first off.
Steve Blackman. Who are you remembering?
Second off, he took one big bump off the fucking Titantron. And it's like, well, that's the best angle. The rest of the angle fucking sucked dick.
I don't care
about one big bump off the side of the fucking Titantron. And it's like, well, this was the angle of the year.
Listen, man, we shoot this kind of porn with cell phones. We don't care about angles. This is Shane McMahon.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means we don't need to bring in an expensive camera crew, bro.
You still need to worry about angles. You're filming a cell phone.
We're going all raw right here. You know they're going to do something creative with Braun Strowman and Shane. Shane's jumping off of something.
Oh, I know. They're going to add 2 train sounds.
And think about it, Drew. All of these Shane matches, they had build up, and it's still bad.
Yeah, that Steve Blackman match wasn't good. It was tolerable. It had one good spot. His only 2 feuds that were really good were against 2 guys who could carry anyone. That being AJ Styles and Kurt Angle.
You don't think I know that?
I mean, from what I'm hearing, I don't. I really don't.
Respond like you know then, man, because you're not responding like you know.
Listen, I don't even remember.
I mean, you're responding like you're his ride or die.
I listen. I am a Shane McMahon ride or die, but I don't know what happened in the storylines after the match because who cares?
That's because he disappeared after.
Exactly.
And they were never important or made sense to begin with.
Listen, Swerve, are you expecting Taysom Hill to throw 400 yards every week? No. You know what you get with him. Know what you're getting with Shane.
Or you could get a better quarterback.
That don't make it right.
I'm not expecting Welch's grape juice to taste like Faygo Red Pop.
Like, nobody's applauding the Chicago Bears for getting Andy Dalton because you know what you're going to get from them. Like, they made a shit move, and, like, can you imagine their GM just coming out and being like, well, we know what we're going to get from him. Okay, but signing 3 wins to all that money doesn't make it good.
Listen.
I'm listening. I don't hear anything. Like, did you mute or something?
No, I'm trying to find something else that's going to make sense. I mean, look, it is a weird-ass puzzle we're putting together. But the WrestleMania puzzle in the past 10 years has involved Shane McMahon.
And it's always been a square peg in a round hole.
And it's always been a spot that you react to. Whether you are indifferent, whether you're a fan, or whether you dislike it, you still, for the spectacle that is WrestleMania, taking out storylines and what's going to happen on Raw or SmackDown or 3 months from now, in that moment, Shane McMahon will make you enjoy the product you are watching. That is me.
Enjoy?
You didn't enjoy the Shane AJ Styles? I don't care about AJ carrying them. Shane still participated in the spot.
What spot did he do with that match?
Where he did, what's the move? The phenomenal forearm sweep, where he did the garbage can thing he normally does. I mean, look, I popped. That's what I do.
Well, I mean, you know, the thing with the you know, the thing. What he did was, so what you see is he he did the thing where he was in the ring, and then, you know, the ref was there too, and AJ, you know, he was there, but no, the ref was like, he looked at him, and, you know, that spot.
Drew, I'm jet lagged, man. Come on, man, give me a break. All I'm saying is, on the WrestleMania card, you expect certain things to happen. If the ingredients are there on the table, Shane McMahon is an ingredient on the WrestleMania menu. And he's there to do one thing. Shane McMahon is the paprika of seasonings. He doesn't taste like shit, but you still need him for that recipe, though.
Shane McMahon is the heavy chives on this plate.
Or parsley, yeah, the garnish.
It's let's just brush this shit off.
I feel you, man, but you can't sit up here and tell me you don't enjoy a Shane match at WrestleMania. Because if you tell me you don't, you're lying.
I haven't enjoyed one since, like I
Come
said.
on. Nah, man, I ain't hearing that.
Oh,
you don't enjoy
let me put it to you like this. You outside. It's a nice, breezy, windy day. There's an attractive woman on the corner. Got a light dress on. The wind blow, her dress blow up. You looking?
Hell yeah, why not?
All right. On another corner.
Oh, wait.
This is the motherfucker who was saying, well, no, I understand why Peacocks are removing insensitive content. But if this woman's dress blows up, yeah, I'll definitely, you know, objectify her by looking.
Hold on, Drew. So I got somebody lurking from the background. Are you talking to me? Yeah.
So let me finish my statement. So, on an adjacent corner, there's a seasoned woman. We'll just say, same windy day. Her dress blows up. Are you looking?
Yeah.
How long are you staring for?
Until it gets uncomfortable.
So let me tell you what Shane is. Attractive women walk out on a windy day, same dress, same gust of wind. Wind blows. You take a peek, and you see about 5 inches of terror.
Okay. I'm going to tell a story. I haven't told this to anybody before. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know what that was, but I'll continue. So I was out of town this weekend. I was at a city that has a very, very popular street. And
that narrows it down.
Say it again?
That narrows it down.
Oh, it will. So on this popular street, you can carry liquor and no one will say anything to you. I'm talking from a water bottle to a red cup to a custom-made container, a fishbowl, and there's music and drums and jazz, and passerbys are amongst the crowd, and some unsavory things are out there. So I was there, and I was going back to my hotel. And as I'm walking back to my hotel with a couple people, this had to be, I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. There was what I believe to be a couple Nyla Roses out there. And these Nyla Roses were trying to put on a show for people. There was a Nyla Rose who was performing a certain kind of act on her knees to another Nyla Rose in the middle of said street. And there was nothing that you needed to imagine about this because everything was out. What I mean,
so it wasn't like they were pantomiming or anything.
Oh no. I saw skin. I saw cranks. Yes.
So you were outside?
I was outside.
Were there kids outside?
I don't know.
So let me ask you something. Were you outside or on a balcony, like watching?
I was outside walking, not shoulder to shoulder with them, but if I turn my neck, I could see vividly what the hell was going on.
So after you lit up your cigarette and sat down on a bench, how long did you gaze?
8 seconds.
Well, 8 seconds, huh?
I wanted to see because the Nyla Rose was standing up. I didn't know if it was really a Nyla Rose or not. I said that has to be a
No, you know what? You're right. We all, everyone with like a girlfriend and wife, we always like to, pantomime sucking their dick.
But yo, I was kind of taken aback. I said, "What the hell is going on right now?" And I looked, and then I see.
What are they doing? What kind of act would that imply?
Drew, you just have to be there. That is what it should.
Oh my God! Yeah, y'all don't believe the things I have to mute, so you'll be. she just said, "Do you got the 8 balls to put in that pipe?"
Oh my God!
This fucking podcast is off the fucking charts already. Oh man!
I gotta keep muting myself so y'all don't hear everything. Oh
I
my God!
kind of hear it. But I say that to say this, Drew. I've seen a lot of things in my day I didn't want to see. But I knew I didn't want to see them because I saw 8 seconds of it. And I turned it off.
But why though? I mean, you knew what you were getting with them.
And also, you're being highly transphobic right now.
But I'm not.
You literally just called them both Nyla Roses.
I didn't want to say the word to explain it.
Bro,
It's
that,
okay. We only get 9 listens anyway. It's all right.
That's pretty transformative. Dude, if I walked up to you and was like, hey, what's up, Ahmed Johnson? Like, you'd be like, oh, that's kind of fucked up.
I didn't
You
know
walked up to me and you're like, hey, what's up, John Cena? I'd be like, well, I'm kind of confused, but, and then I would get what's going on based on what I'm talking about right now.
Well, do you have a Fruity Pebble shirt on? Because that's enough to warrant it right there.
I mean, if I wasn't, it would be, suspect, but.
I tried to mesh a wrestler into this that would make sense.
Oh, okay. That's why you did it? Okay.
That's the only reason why. But yeah, it was I had never seen anything like it. So it was new to me.
Did you have a good time?
Doing what?
Just answer the question.
I'm just waiting for Matt to be like, yeah, so I only lived for 8 seconds. So then all the fucking calm.
It was wild. But,
By the way, I totally know what street you're talking about now.
Yeah. Yeah. That street. Where you hear about stuff like that, but then you don't see it until you actually go. Oh man.
Just to confirm, it would be a city that has 2 names, but they pronounce it as one.
Right, some of the time, correct. I mean, I did see the obligatory I saw some necklaces getting handed out. I did see that.
I wish I would have saw that.
Yeah.
I saw those.
Hey, how many necklaces do you think they got?
You mean for one person, or how many times did I see it?
No, how many times do you think that couple got necklaces?
Oh, well, you know what? When I was there, wasn't a lot of people on the balcony. There was maybe like 2 or 3 balconies of people that were encouraging the removal of garments. So not many. And this was because of, curfews and everything like that. So plus it wasn't the famous celebration that they have every year because it was too late in the year for that. Missed it by like a week or so.
I didn't get none of it on your cell phone. Damn.
No, because there's so much going on, man. Your head is literally on a swivel.
But you too busy looking at the the roll segments.
Yeah, I was definitely too busy looking at the roll of pennies. But y'all gonna stop hating on Shane, man. What I will say, Drew, we're kind of moving on. My back pedal game is very strong. You want to know why?
Why is that?
There was a picture that was sent yesterday that I believe featured somebody that I really supported. And now I can't support them like I used to.
Why?
They were dressed up like a furry.
So?
And I said, this is beneath them. Why are they doing this? I believe we're talking about the guy from Cleveland.
Braun?
You can't support him anymore. What?
You got to draw the line somewhere, bro.
So here's the thing. You can't keep on sitting there and saying, listen, if you do something in personal life, I can't appreciate your art anymore. I think that's kind of fucked up.
Why do you think that?
Because, okay, so you have all Apple products, right?
No.
What do you have that's not Apple?
I have a laptop that's not Apple.
Okay, well, for the majority, you have Apple products, right?
No. I have one Apple product.
Bullshit.
What other Apple product do I have? I had two, but
You have the Apple Watch. You have the iPhone.
Okay, I have two.
You have the iBuds.
No. I lost them. I don't. Somebody at Savers got them now.
Okay. Well. Okay, so you got an Xbox, right?
I do.
So what happens if you find out that Bill Gates said back in 1978 that women belong in the kitchen?
Oh my god!
Are you gonna sell your Xbox? Or you gotta be like, hey, you know what? That sucks. I don't agree with that, but it's man time. Like,
still, I mean, saying
dude,
that
I can fucking jam to "I Believe I Can Fly" all day. R. Kelly deserves to be in jail. I get that.
See, but
But
Drew,
when that song comes on, it's getting fucking bumped.
I can't listen to R. Kelly anymore.
Why?
Because I can't.
Why?
Because my boss says so.
That's a shitty fucking, like, dude. At some point, you're going to be sitting there alone in a dark room, not doing anything, because the way cancel culture is going, you will have nothing left.
That's what I told him. I said you can't get what you can't find out everybody's secrets. But when you do, you ain't gonna be enjoying nothing.
Everyone's gonna do it. You just gotta sit there and go, listen, I'm gonna separate the art from the person.
It's kind of hard to do that with some things. Not all, but some.
So look, okay, so I am a fan of rock and heavy metal. Okay, that's my music. I'm a fan of a band called As I Lay Dying.
Fan of what?
What?
I didn't hear you. Said you were a fan of what?
A fan of like hard rock and heavy metal.
Okay.
I'm a fan of a band called As I Lay Dying.
Mm-hmm.
Their lead singer is a piece of shit. He did jail time for, I believe it was either 4 or 6 years, for hiring a hitman to kill his wife. But I'm not gonna fucking get rid of all his fucking songs off my Spotify. Like,
well, just get past the parts where he sing. That's all.
But he's the lead singer.
Drew, you got to hear both sides, man.
It's just like at some point, like, your heroes are gonna let you down. That's why they say never meet your heroes.
Can I ask why he hired a hitman to kill his wife?
He was heavily on substances and steroids. So his drug steroid just fucked with his head. And plus he was conflicted. He grew up in like a Christian household where it was like heavily Christian, but then like as he started touring, he's like, maybe this shit's kind of bullshit, and that just like fucked with his head.
I pray that the order didn't get executed.
No. The hitman was an undercover cop.
Okay.
All them draws changed his mind. He said, I can't do this Christian thing no more.
Pretty much. Now, I hear where you're coming from, though, too, because there's another band called Lost Prophets, and their lead singer is a lot fucking worse. And it's real fucking hard to listen to their music. Lead singer's doing a life sentence for a lot of child porn. Some that he made himself. But there's a couple songs I'm just like, this song's real fucking good. Like, this song slaps, and I'm still gonna listen to it. Like, it sucks, but
there's certain levels that I can't go past. Like, I wouldn't listen to that anymore.
You're still giving it streams?
No. So what they've done is they have Spotify and maybe Tidal, or I don't know if it's Spotify, Apple Music, but they said, hey, look, his music will still be here, but we're not going to put it in a curated playlist, and we're not going to recommend you listen to any music starring, featuring, written by, any type of association with him in it. And I thought, okay, that's fair to do it that way, because they're not saying you can't listen to it, but what they're saying, you're not going to push him.
You're going to make it hard to find.
Right.
Like Bel-Air.
I will say, yeah, I know. I mean, you halfway lit into a bottle of Prosecco or something, and you and Shirley sitting there chilling, and watching Unsolved Mysteries or something. Then all of a sudden you get a little feeling.
You get hot to Unsolved Mysteries.
Somebody.
Robert Stack get you off?
Oh, a kid got kidnapped at Sears? Oh, babe. Bend over.
Somebody. I mean, now you want to set the mood. You might want to put on some Kells. Seems like you're ready. But then you're like, oh, shit. He wrote that about a young girl. I can't do that. But it still slap. But then you get taken back. You get reminded to what type of person they were as a whole. And then you kind of say, well, what kind of mind state were they in when they wrote this? Or what does the song really mean? Is there a double, triple meaning behind it?
But art is supposed to be interpreted by the person
the user
consuming it.
Oh, that's how we get out of it?
Hey, listen, man. There's always some new shit around the corner, bro.
So let me ask you something. Who's your favorite singer or rapper or whoever?
Let's just say Jay-Z to make it short.
Okay. So even though he used to sell crack to his neighborhood,
mm-hmm.
you're fine with that.
Again, there's love to it.
Did you just hear what's happening outside, man? That's all right. He cheated on his wife. How dare you, Mac?
Like Drew, I am a fan of a lot of musicians who sell crack or who said they've sold crack. Because if you sold crack and then you went back to the plug and the plug gave you 92 bricks and you lost them and you were still able to go back and get some more bricks to recover the 92 that you lost, I don't know if you're really selling crack.
See,
but be that as it may, I hear where you're coming from. But
that just seems like it's a double standard.
It's not a double standard.
Why is it not?
Hey, you run red lights. Well, you run people over. Hey, what do you mean? That's not a double standard.
He sold crack to people. That shit kills people. His own neighborhood.
Did he sell crack to say, I'm going to sell it to you so you can die? No.
Who sells crack to somebody and is like, hey, listen, this is a miracle
That's
drug.
why they have murder 1, 2, 3, vehicular. There's different levels, bro. It's not all the same. What's the intent? That man intended to kill his wife. Jay-Z didn't sell you crack so you can die.
So it's okay. So it's okay for him to sell crack because, hey, I wasn't trying to kill you.
I never said it's okay for him to do it.
But you can still listen to his music. R. Kelly marries a 15-year-old. Now, mind you, what I'm about to say, I don't fucking condone R. Kelly. So do not twist that shit. I'm just saying, R. Kelly marries a 15-year-old. He's not sitting there going, man, I'm trying to commit a crime or I'm trying to,
Drew, everybody can't live in Bedlam like you, bro. You live in Bedlam. Where you if one come on.
It just seems like you're picking and choosing.
I'm not.
Like, I mean, Jay-Z stabbed a guy.
Yo, Swerve. Are you mad at me? How mad are you? Are you on the same level of mad if I stole 1 penny versus $1 million from you?
Bro, stealing 1 penny is not the same as selling crack to your community.
And neither is running a red light versus shooting somebody. There's still crimes that
dude grew up in a neighborhood where crack was rampant and people were dying constantly of crack, and he was contributing to that problem.
He was not. There's a bigger picture that you're not seeing, though. Where did it come from?
Him. He's selling it.
He did not make crack in his bathroom, Drew.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, come on, Drew.
Hey, look, y'all. Look what I just made. No.
So you're saying that he's off the hook because he didn't make it. He's just selling it.
My man trying to skip Bayless me in this conversation. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm just asking, like, where do you draw the line? Okay, let's make it easy. Where do you draw the line?
I told you where I draw the line at.
Where?
I already told you.
You did, though.
I did.
No, because you're making analogies that didn't make sense.
Like what?
Oh, if he steals one penny or he steals $1 million. So what does somebody have to do fucked up that goes, okay, here's a line where you do something fucked up, I'm going to forgive you for this.
It depends on how talented they are.
Okay, that's how it is.
I mean, just look around. Look on social media. They let you know who can get away with what.
Some people, yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Let me ask you something. Okay, let's make something more modern. Deshaun Watson. Let's say proof comes out that the shit he's doing is true.
I know next because that's bullshit that's going on with that. Go ahead.
Okay, then let's not do Deshaun Watson. Bill Cosby.
Let's do Woody Allen. Let's do his ass. Because
who's a fucking fan of Woody Allen?
I don't know, but people are. Woody Allen.
I don't know a single Woody Allen fan.
That motherfucker has been doing shit for years. He has put it in motherfuckers' faces, and people have still been, oh, Woody, oh, you're the best. They revere him like he's a statue in Brazil.
Yo, Woody Allen's a piece of shit.
God.
Woody Allen's a piece of shit.
He is, but here's my girlfriend. I mean, my daughter. Oh,
yo, they think so too.
So I mean, there's everyone is not perfect on what they will and won't accept. Everyone has limits. Certain shit flies, certain shit doesn't. That's just the way of the world.
So, going back though, you said based on how talented they are, or you may have been joking.
Swerve said that, but
okay.
I some people do think like that.
Yeah, some people think like that. That wasn't a joke.
So
you could just look on social media. People let you know who's still rocking with who.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering where that line, because I mean, like even with wrestling, like you say fuck Ric Flair because of I haven't seen those YouTube videos.
You haven't looked for them. They're there.
Oh yeah, right, exactly.
There's one with Teddy Long right on the cover.
Oh shit.
But see, many people don't like that, so they won't put it out there to say, "Hey, it is there." People don't like the truth, man. They just like to trivialize it.
Because look, I'll say fuck Hulk Hogan all day. We all fucking know what he does. He's still up to shit. Have you seen what he's doing now?
I haven't.
He's blocking indie wrestlers on Twitter.
They done his ass.
Now, you may be wondering, oh well, what kind of indie wrestlers is he blocking? Because there's a lot of different indie wrestlers. There's there's the high flyers. There's the luchadors. There's the girls of Shimmer. If you had to guess, what kind of indie wrestlers is he blocking? What would you say?
The rich swans of the world?
You know what? I would say yeah. So a few different African-American indie wrestlers have come on and said, yeah, Hulk Hogan blocked us. We never even made contact with this guy. We never said shit. We were just like, we liked a post and we got blocked. The article was liked by his WrestleMania co-host, Titus O'Neil. So Titus is keeping track of all this bullshit. So this WrestleMania is going to be awkward as fuck. I can't wait to see this fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah, it should be good. But
I'm thoroughly excited to see Hulk Hogan doing all this Hulk Hogan shit and Titus just fucking giving him a look that if looks could kill, we'd be watching fucking Saw 7 right now.
Well, the new Saw with Chris Rock and what's his face coming out too.
And Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, trailer hit today.
Oh, the new trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see that shit. Did you see the Suicide Squad trailer with John Cena?
I did not.
It looks good. There's a lot of fucking characters in that movie, so it's gonna be packed. I don't know if that's gonna be good or not.
I'll be watching. But to go all the way back to my original point, Mike Bizzano, what the fuck you doing, bro? I get that it's Easter. What are you doing, bro? You're above this.
Well,
So
like
you wasn't
like
there.
you said, this is for adults.
But listen, I'm teetering on that. I get what they're doing, but come on, man. You got a bunch of guys in the back you could have did this to. I get the hip hop bunny. I get the bad, but I get it. But come on, man. Not this way.
If they really wanted to like harass Bad Bunny, they would have just dressed up a few little people as bunnies and had them come out hip hopping. They wouldn't have done it themselves. Yeah.
They could have did this. They could have did this better. Straight like that. I feel you. Stevie, Em?
Oh yeah.
Swerve, you got something to say, man?
Oh yeah. So this puts you over the edge. I figured this was just another one of his hit singles like he had with the other song. Hey hey ho ho ho. Ho. I thought the choice was all right. This is Miz in his bag.
And don't put me over the edge. But man, when I tell you who my top guys are and who I grew up watching, maybe that's part of it. I'm expecting more than what is being delivered to me, but they weren't doing this hokey shit like this. And it just upsets me because I know you could do better. And Miz isn't 24 years old anymore. Not a lot of time in the ring left. What are we doing here? That's just my whole thing. That's all. Is anyone still there with me?
Yep. I'm still here.
Okay.
Just enjoying peace and quiet on this end.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Did anybody watch the segment with I saw this on Twitter with Matt Riddle?
Oh yeah.
What the hell was that about?
He forgot his lines.
He forgot how to talk like Matt Riddle too. Live TV, bro.
He pulled a Psycho said.
I can guarantee you Vince doesn't like that. I can guarantee you Vince will show you why he doesn't like that.
Sorry, pal, we're live.
I'm going to Vegas and I'm making a bet that he ain't walking out of there with that U.S. championship.
No.
This is the big leagues, kid, as John Cena once said. Gotta learn how to cut them promos.
Guess what? When Bobby Lashley walked into the jobber locker room and said, "Whoever takes out Drew McIntyre gets a title shot," those guys better move over to make room for Matt Riddle because he's joined the jobber squad.
Wait, okay, that was something else I was going to bring up. Did you hear Bobby Lashley? Oh my God. I want to play it, but I don't feel like looking for it. If you could beat Drew McIntyre, you earn yourself a title shot
Yeah, he
What?
he messed up some lines. Yeah.
A tattle shot. Bro, are you Dusty Rose all of a sudden, bro? Like, what the fuck is going on with your voice? I think he realized, like, it didn't hit me until I heard him talk again, because then he called it a championship. I think he said, "Oh shit, Vince doesn't like the word title," and I
He
think
doesn't like title shot. He likes championship opportunity. So he
yeah,
fucked up both words.
he didn't say he didn't say championship twice. He said title and championship. But I think while he said the word title in his head, as it was coming out of his mouth, he said, "Oh shit, let me say something else outside of title," and he said tattle.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh man.
And I was just like, I almost started the show saying, all I want is a tattle shot, but I didn't know if it got caught on by different people. But yeah, that was funny too. I remember last year around the same time, I know COVID was going on. I'll even go back 2 years before that. These shows were not as weak as they are now. These are some weak shows, man. These are some weak shows.
Yes,
Lead up to your pay-per-view. I know this much, AW. You better bring the fucking grease fire with you during next week, because next week is the go home show. That's go home week. You better leave that week saying, I want people to talk about my product over WWE's product.
Well, did you want me to talk about AEW?
Yeah. Do we have anything else in Raw? Do we have Braun and Randy?
Just that Alexa Bliss said that you're gonna die at WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah, we can move on.
And your boy, what's the name? I can't think of his name, but damn it. Never mind, just go ahead.
By the way, I personally love Asuka's face when Riddle fucked up, because she's just like, "What the fuck do I do?"
You know what's great about Asuka is she could fumble her lines every single time and nobody would know.
Nope.
But you know what though? She still had the bewildered Oscar look after he walked off.
Yeah, she recovered nicely and was just like, "Okay, I'm walking off," but yeah. Can't believe. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my line, and just fucking walked away.
Yeah.
So AEW Dynamite, we start off with a championship eliminator match. Kenny Omega taking on Matt Sydal. Solid match, solid opening match. Kenny gets the win. He will be, facing Rich Swann
Oh my god.
at the next Impact pay-per-view, so that'll be interesting. Second match, Hangman Page taking on Caesar Bonani. I'm assuming this guy's from AEW Dark because I've heard his name before. I've just never seen him. And judging from the picture, he looks like a creative wrestler. Page, what's it?
No one's laughing.
But Page does get the win. Then we do go to a interview between Britt Baker and Tony Schiavone. Shivani interviewing somebody that's not staying. Very excited. Britt Baker's fucking awesome. I don't think I say that enough. She's gotten way better from her first appearance on Dynamite. So she starts talking about, her match against Thunder Rosa. She says Thunder Rosa owes her a thank you because now she's made Thunder Rosa far more legitimate than she's ever been. And, Thunder Rosa is now going to be crediting all of her success to Britt Baker. Then she talks about all the people that reached out to her after her match. And she says, "Oh, Mick Foley, thanks for the thumbs up. Except for the fact that it took you 20 years to become a hardcore legend, and I did it in one night."
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So that got the crowd going, ooh. She's fucking great. I'm going to say it again. Then we go on to Hollywood Blondes taking on Dante Martin and the Pinnacle. I'm sorry, Hollywood Blondes and Dante Martin taking on the Pinnacle, that being FTR and Shawn Spears. Pinnacle got the win. Afterwards, the Pinnacle started beating down one of the Varsity Blondes. They flattened him with a Death Valley Driver. After that, Tony Schiavone showed back up. And he was talking to the Pinnacle in the ring. Pinnacle kind of shoot him off. They cracked more jokes about Chris Jericho. After that, quick video package with Team Taz. They insist everything was fine. Based on last week when Brian Cage kind of went off script, you could definitely tell Brian Cage is still like, fuck it. We cut back to the ring where Shivani's in the ring with QT Marshall. QT Marshall's talking about how the reason he's been off his game is because he feels like nobody takes him seriously. He feels that he's just stuck in Cody's shadow. And, his wife's his biggest supporter. His wife shows up to every Dynamite. They show her in the crowd. I have the question of, was she in the crowd every time when he was trying to get in them guts of Bunny for like 6 months? But then Cody comes out and accepts his challenge. So we're going to have Kitty Marshall against Cody next week in a match nobody asked for. We get the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler taking on Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid get the win. Afterwards, Kenny Omega comes out. He attacks Laredo Kid, grabs a microphone, and asks the Young Bucks, to reconsider what happened last week where they refused to, do the too sweet. He says, "Hey, you need to reconsider. You're out here with Brandon Cutler. You should be out here with me." They refuse. The Bucks leave, and Pentagon and Phoenix beat down Kenny Omega. The Good Brothers come out to, clear the ring, but Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid got the last word on Kenny. Then we get to the Battle of the Cakes versus the Cake Eater. Ty Conti taking on Nyla Rose.
Cake!
Ty Conti gets the win against Nyla Rose. Afterwards, the Bunny shows up and starts beating down Ty Conti.
Wait, what Bunny? The Easter Bunny?
No, Bunny, like Butcher Blade Bunny.
Oh, yes. Got them, yes.
So her and Nyla Rose start beating down Ty Conti. All of a sudden, Hikaru Shida comes out with a kendo stick, try and make the save. Bunny and Rose kind of beat her down as well. And then the heels kind of laugh over the faces as Matt Hardy arrives with the Butcher and the Blade, and they stand tall with the heels. So it looks like this is going to turn into a tag match. And then the main event, we have TNT Championship, Darby Allin taking on John Silver. Match was solid, except for the part where the Dark Order got a little bit too close, and that invoked the wrath of Sting to come out in his t-shirt and just kind of like scare off all the Dark Order, by just looking at them, I guess. Darby Allin gets the win.
I just want to participate in like a pay-per-view Q&A, like a live one, where Sting is at the podium and it's time for the fans to ask questions. My question would be to Sting, and I would just ask, bro, how hard pressed are you for money?
What? Oh,
Because,
Sting?
yeah, because I thought this was a one-time pay-per-view thing. What is he doing?
He's still out here with Darby.
Oh my god!
So after the match, what's
I
it?
wonder how Darby really feels about this.
I mean, he's in the main event of Dynamite. I think that he's okay. For now. But after the match, they shake hands, they show respect, and Matt Hardy's group come out and beat down everyone. This leads Ty Conti to run out and start beating down Bunny, getting her revenge, and the show basically ends in chaos. Overall, it was energetic. It was nice to see that Christian wasn't really there. Paul White wasn't really there. They weren't, the focus. Of course, Sting's going to be there because, but they did a good job of showcasing their talent on this show. Oh, they also announced that they are going to be doing a house show, their very first house show. WrestleMania weekend.
There it is.
Yup.
Now let's see where the temperature is.
It's not going to be televised. It's going to be only a house show. So they're really just trying to draw that wrestling crowd in and get them to buy tickets.
Now, where is it going to be at? Is it going to be? Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Jacksonville and Tampa, they're pretty close.
Mm. I kind of wish WWE wasn't making so much money to where they can get hungry again and want to compete against AEW. I guess I've been too hard on AEW because listen, I get the folky things they're doing. I get the weird match types. I guess at the end of the day, they're trying everything. The only thing I can't get with is the signing of former losers in the WWE.
So I can get with it if they use them in the right way. Like what they're doing with Matt Hardy right now, I like. Because Matt Hardy has a group, and he's really putting the focus on these guys. And he's really building it up as, like, he's almost like in that MVP role. Where he's not trying to go for a world title, but he's trying to build up his group. What I don't like is when Christian Cage is talking about how, well, my goal is the world title. Get the fuck out of here.
In the words of DJ Drama, there's no competition.
Like,
go to every territory and win a belt.
I don't like that shit at all. Like, I do like the fact that backstage he's already helping out, helping young talent. So that's cool. But I don't need him in the main event picture. Paul White's another guy, though. Paul White's not on Dynamite. He showed up, and he took his role as the commentator on Dark. I'm fine with that. That's 100% fine with me.
Is it me, or do you guys want the Nightmare Collective to come back too?
This fucking guy.
If you 6'9" or above, man, you a fan of Swerves. Or if a Swerve is a fan of yours.
I don't know what you're getting at there.
Don't they have like big guys in their faction?
Oh, the Nightmare Collective?
Nightmare Collective was Brandy and what's her face? Awesome Kong.
Oh, I'm thinking somebody else. Hey, look.
I was so confused. What talking about?
When it comes to AEW and these names, bro, I'm lost. Lucha Bros, Lucha House Party, Luchasaurus. It's too much.
By the way, how fucking badass would it be if, you know how Cody likes to fucking poke the bear with WWE and, I smashed the throne. Oh, how fucking crazy would it be if Vince McMahon got a WWE tattoo on the side of his neck?
You probably bleed to death.
Well, he wore a do-rag, so I wouldn't, you know, wouldn't put.
Yo, the only way he'll do that is if WrestleMania is like from start to finish, both nights, a show-stopping pay-per-view. And that won't be real, but he'll come out and wear it, and he'll just flash it. He won't have to say anything. It'll be the equivalent of him showing his balls. And they'll say, "Next move, Cody." Drop the mic and leave.
He gets a fucking John Cena tattoo on his face.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting.
Did you want to do Dirt on SmackDown?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Be nasty with him.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, so Andrade was on a podcast recently, a Hispanic podcast. So a lot of what he was saying wasn't in Mexican and was translated. Some of it had to be retranslated through Charlotte's people. But what he said, two things of note. He said that when he was in WWE, he was making around $3 million a year. So he was definitely one of those guys who was signed his contract right around the time AEW first came into business. Just handing out fucking money. Secondly, he addressed why Charlotte's not on WrestleMania this year. We originally thought it was COVID. It was not. So WWE has what they call some of the best doctors in the world. Doctors so good, they misdiagnose things like pregnancy.
Oh.
WWE doctor doing normal blood work physicals said, "Hey, Charlotte, you can't do WrestleMania this year. You're pregnant." What? Went home, and mind you, they scrapped everything when they heard that. Went home, took 5 pregnancy tests. Nope, 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 and nope. I don't know how you take a blood test and you fuck that up, but she's not. And she had to clarify that because, you know, in the Mexican translation, it was kind of like, it made it seem like she still was, but it's like, no, she wasn't. And their doctor, the same doctor who said that CM Punk's staph infection was, you know, just a fatty deposit, misdiagnosed her and says, "Oh yeah, no, you're pregnant."
Wow.
When really she had COVID.
I can see how you could mix those two up.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
I'm pretty sure somewhere Charlotte thought, well, you know what? If she stole my gimmick, I'm going to steal hers. Mic drop. Double black candle. You can't get pregnant behind you. I'm going to do what you do because you did to me what I just did before you. How you like me now?
So that's why real storyline looks so just rushed.
That is correct.
And without warning.
Also, there's a reason why Daniel Bryan is being thrusted into the main event scene of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. And we all saw the right, bro. We all saw it.
So originally, he wasn't planned for it. Originally, WWE was like, hey, listen, this is a one-on-one match. But the powers that be in WWE have been watching SmackDown every week. And apparently, backstage, a lot of the writers and people up top have said, listen, week after week after week, Edge looks like he's getting older and older and older every week. And they don't think that he's going to be able to put on a match. But I guess that's what happens when you sign 50-year-olds for your main events. Yeah. So that's what happens. Road Dogg was hospitalized over the weekend. Scary situation. He was hospitalized for a heart attack. He is going to be released in the next day, so that's good. I do hear though that when he did go to the hospital, he went in and he's like, "Doctor, I'm having weird feelings in my arm. I'm short of breath. What's going on?" And the doctor looked at him and went, "Oh, you didn't know?" Myself out.
You playing that, huh?
The sad part is he thought about that too.
I'm like, this guy get a laugh. Bobby Lashley was asked on a podcast who he wants to see in WWE, and he had an interesting name of who he wants back in WWE. Leo Rush.
Wow.
I guess he's a guy that Bobby Lashley wants WWE to rehire.
Well, you over the years have these fond moments with people in the back you just don't see on TV, whether it's in the back, on the road, at a restaurant, house show, whatever, that, you have a different relationship with, and you kind of miss it once one person is gone.
Yeah. Especially because it was before COVID, so they were definitely traveling together and everything.
Right.
Hana Kamara, who was a Japanese female wrestler who had taken her life last year due to suicide, due to cyberbullying. The quote-unquote fan who cyberbullied her because of her appearance on Japanese version of Celebrity Big Brother was in court and got off without a prison sentence whatsoever for getting her to kill herself. He was only fined 800 yen, which, if you're keeping count at home, is roughly $80. So you bully a 22-year-old wrestler into killing herself, and your punishment is $80. Keep up the good work, Japan. Lastly, one more Hall of Fame inductee has been leaked. We know Rob Van Dam. We know Great Khali. We know Kane. But now we are down to the big name of the Hall of Fame. Somebody who definitely deserves it. Somebody who I think is a long time coming. Any guesses?
I think I know who it is, so I won't say anything.
Yeah, I might know too.
Well, this wrestler is, well, I say wrestler loosely. This Hall of Fame inductee is none other than William fucking Shatner.
Yep.
Wait. What?
Yep. Now, you may remember William Shatner's big wrestling moments, such as being Jerry Lawler's friend and maybe he hosted a Raw. But he's going in the Hall of Fame and China's not. So
all Hall of Fame worthy stuff.
Titus O'Neil is also getting he's going in as the Warrior.
Titus O'Neil is an active fucking wrestler, and he's going in for the Warrior Award, which really indicates you're never going in for real.
And that also indicates that he's not even a real wrestler anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he has wrestled in years. Like, last thing I saw him on was doing fucking Fusillo commercials.
Yeah, I know. He's more of an ambassador than a wrestler now.
He's too busy being the world's greatest dad.
So that's all I got.
I got a little piece of dirt. So I know Drew talked about Hall of Fame, and he talked about the Andrade news. But there was one piece of information I wanted to talk about that we hadn't brought up. And it's medium news, but I still want to bring it up. NXT officially moving to Tuesday.
Yeah, we mentioned that a few weeks ago.
Oh, I thought that was something that was new.
No, because I said that the Wednesday Night War is finally over.
And that means AEW won, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me look at one more thing. Logan Paul. He's
Logan Bear
in the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match. How do you feel about this?
So WWE sits there and talks about how they're such like family entertainment now, and they're trying to do things for family. And when I think of family, Logan Paul is the fucking last person I think of.
Yeah. He's very popular though.
And that's all you have to be.
I mean, I guess.
Doesn't matter how you got there.
And Drew, I've got the blueprint on how AEW can beat WWE. Are you ready?
Get Jake Paul?
No. AEW has to appeal to the Hollywood crowd. They have to get stars in advertising, get them to talk about it on Twitter, get them there at the shows, send video montages, but they have to get familiar faces on their product. They got to do a drop for AEW. I'm not talking Shaq. I'm not talking the C plus, stars that they get. They got to go big time.
Like, okay, so what kind of star
He's
are
saying
you talking?
he's saying they need Drake.
Not Drake, but maybe somebody like you get a Keanu Reeves.
Oh, you kidding? You saw what he did to Cyberpunk? You're not getting him.
Well, okay. People know who he is though. Or how about you go out, you get Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. He's not doing shit.
You gotta get somebody big. You gotta get somebody who hasn't done anything in like 4 years.
I just brought him up because of Jake Paul and
You gotta get Kick-Ass. That's who you gotta get. You know what they need to do? I'll tell you what they need to do. There's a lot of movies who do distribution deals, like with networks, where it's like, okay, once the movie comes to network TV, you get the deal. TNT usually tries to get some of those deals. Part of that might be TNT going, listen, if we get an Avengers movie or something, we get one of the people in the Avengers to show up on the show. You know, so like if you can get a Tom Holland or something, and you know who they almost got before COVID broke out? They almost got George Kittle. Because George Kittle's actually a huge fan of Pentagon. And he actually, Pentagon wore 49ers stylized gear to the ring during one of the pay-per-views. So they almost got Kittle before COVID broke out.
AEW should go after West Side Gun.
I have no clue who the fuck that is.
Huh?
Who the fuck's West Side Gun?
The Butcher and the Blade, no.
Exactly. Butcher and Blade, no.
And if they really know, they better keep Bunny away from him.
As they used to say in the 70s, that's a for show right on. Drew, Butcher and Blade are from Buffalo, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. Have you seen the billboard Buffalo Kids?
Oh, that?
Yes. That is West Side Gun.
Okay.
West Side Gun is a huge wrestling fan. Remember, he's got his own promotion. It's probably dead now, but he did his own promotion. You've seen West Side Gun before, probably dozens of times, because he's been front row at Mania, SummerSlam, AEW shows. They get him to do a performance, maybe him and some other person from Griselda. That's another lane that they haven't, approached. Griselda's hot right now. Drew doesn't like it because he doesn't know who it is.
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. So yeah, sure. I mean, if they showed up on TV, I wouldn't fucking know.
Had I said AEW should go get System of a Down, he'd be all for it.
It's a mixture of selling crack and wrestling.
Right. But that's all I got for Dirt, man.
All right. Did you want to go to SmackDown?
Yeah, did you have it pulled up? You want me to pull it up?
I'll pull it up.
All right, yeah, I didn't watch it all.
All right, so starting this show off, Daniel Bryan gets in the ring, says he made Roman Reigns tap out at Fastlane. Referee was knocked down. Edge got involved, cost him the match. He deserves a title shot either at WrestleMania or in between. He offered up the solution of Edge and Roman fights on night 1. The winner fights Daniel Bryan on night 2. Adam Pearce is like, I'll think about it, and I'll come back at the end of the night and let you know. Throughout the night, Roman Reigns and Edge threw in their little tidbits of, yeah, Daniel Bryan's a punk ass. Don't let him in. This goes to Seth Rollins coming out and once again bitching about Cesaro swinging him. He has yet another match with Nakamura. We literally just watched this match on Fastlane. But Rollins gets the win. Rollins starts to beat down Nakamura. And then Cesaro comes out to try and swing him again. I feel like I'm in deja vu. Next up, we got Big E and the Street Profits taking on Apollo Crews, Otis, and Gable. Crews, Otis, and Gable get the win. This is after a lot of just like breakdown and miscommunication. We then go to the KO show. I didn't realize that this was a talk show segment. Apparently it is. But Kevin Owens comes out. He asks Sami Zayn to show up because the week prior, Sami Zayn kicked him in the head. Sami comes down. He starts talking about, you got to know. I have a red carpet premiere of my documentary that I have coming out next week. I have Logan Paul showing up. YouTube sensation. Owen says, shut the fuck up. I don't care. Just the only reason I'm not kicking you in the ass right now is I need to know, yes or no, are we wrestling at WrestleMania? Sami Zayn's like, whoa. And, Owens basically backs him in the corner yelling yes or no. Sami Zayn says yes. He's like, okay, now that we got that out of the way, I can kick the shit out of you. And Owens beats him down. Zayn eventually squirms out of the ring with his camera crew. And once again, the announcers hype up the fact that Logan Paul is going to be there. Next match that we got is Bianca Belair taking on Natalya. Bianca Belair talking shit to Sasha Banks before the match, saying, you cost us the tag titles, and I don't want you out there. She wrestles Natalya. Sasha Banks shows up, kind of like, distracts her. Belair eventually gets the win, and then smacks Sasha Banks to the floor. By the way, Sasha Banks was good as fuck. I'm gonna say that she roll tide. Like goddamn. We got Rey Mysterio taking on Dolph Ziggler with Robert Roode in Ziggler's corner and Dominic in Rey Mysterio's corner. It was really nice of Dominic though. Really nice of him to wear a T-shirt of his father while Rey is wrestling. Really cool of him to wear the Eddie Guerrero shirt. So they wrestle. Mysterio gets the win. It's kind of a shitty match. It was really clumsy. I'm kind of done with Rey Mysterio. I'm okay if he retires. Also, when did he get his eye back?
I think that was fresh after the.
I think I missed that, but yeah, it was like fresh after it that he wore the eye patch for a few weeks. But yeah, no, that eye is back. And now we have the decision, quote unquote, where Adam Pearce is talking stoically again. He's like, well, all of you make good points. And I think the only way to resolve this is a triple threat match at at WrestleMania. This led to the big, brawl between the three guys. Jamie Noble's still employed, by the way. He was part of the pull part. Edge got in with a chair. Started laying both guys out with a chair and then sat down and looked like he was like crazed and upset. I can definitely see where they're coming from. The fact that he looks older every time you see him. But that's the end of SmackDown.
I want to be a pull apart boy one day.
A pull apart boy. What's more demeaning, a pull apart boy or a ball boy at the age of like 35?
Well, Jamie Noble will always used to be like, boy. So, it kind of fits that he's a pull apart boy now.
Jamie
Noble. Well, I tell you what, Jamie Noble, or I tell you what, Nydia.
He was a European champion? Cruiserweight champion. Wow. God bless the dead.
Wait, what?
Talking about his career, man.
Oh.
Go ahead, Drew.
Did Abby send anything?
No.
Fucking Abby. Why doesn't he send anything in? So next week, I don't know if Abby's in for the roundtable. I know Jeff said that he would be in. He just needs to know what day ahead of time, so that he can send his gaggled kids away.
Up, Jeff. Yeah, I know you listen to this, bro. You know what day it is, man. Come on, man.
It's a Tuesday.
I don't know why you acting like a Jeffrey Bean soup from JCPenney.
The fuck are you talking about?
I don't know why you acting brand new, man.
What is Jeffrey Bean soup?
You don't know who Jeffrey Bean is?
No.
He's a clothing designer.
Is that LL Bean?
LL Bean, Jeffrey Bean, Mr. Bean, however you want to put it. I know this much, Drew. Before the night's over, you need to go digest some Beano, because you got a lot of shit on your mind. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm not the one who watched two lovely gentlemen ladies.
I didn't watch.
You said you watched for at least 8 seconds. At most till they finished.
I will. I listen. It was. They did it twice too. By the way, I watched it the first time, and I can say what the fuck is going on right now.
How do you know they did it twice? Unless you're watching longer than 8 seconds.
So the full story is, I was walking up, and they were in front of me, like not in front of me, but like ahead of me. So then they slow up, and so I'm able to catch up. So when they slow up, old girl gets in position to do what it do. So everyone, of course, is seeing this. So they're saying, "Oh my God, look! Oh, I can't believe this happened." So I look, and I go, "Wow." I didn't see a William Shatner. I didn't see that. I just, I saw the knees. That's why I looked. I didn't see the full thing, so I kept it moving in disbelief. Mid story, I'm gonna break up and I'm gonna say this: when you drink a lot of spirits, but then you do a lot more walking, those spirits were off. So I was in my right state of mind. I remember a lot. So I saw that the first time. At this time of the night, it's probably like 11:30, 12. Cops are coming through, clearing stuff out. So they do a little dance with the cops. And then they skip across. So now they're ahead of me again. And this time, they turn around and do it. So as they do that, I just keep walking faster, and I kept going.
Wait, so you were around them for like a couple of hours?
No, man, it wasn't that long. This happened within like a minute and 30 seconds.
It was light at first, then it got dark, right? Was that what I
No,
heard?
man, it was dark for the both joints.
Oh, all right. Maybe that's why there weren't kids around. Hopefully.
No, but we walked back from a basketball game, and there was a woman pushing her stroller. There was a baby inside of a stroller asleep. The game ended probably about 10:30. I will say if I never see the street again, I am okay. I do not recommend it if you go. I do not. It is a mess.
I'm just gonna say, if you got kids out like at that time of night on Bourbon Street, I don't care who's sucking whose dick. You're just a bad parent. Okay? You're just a bad fucking parent if your kids are out at that night on Bourbon Street. Like, hey yo, it's Bourbon Street in fucking right before Easter, this time of night. Yo, get up the kids. Let's go. Let's go for a family walk. It's the best time of the night.
This was a Saturday night. They were shoulder to shoulder to shoulder to shoulder.
COVID's not a fucking thing.
I don't get why people love it, yo. It is filthy. It is disgusting. It is nasty.
There's your answer.
You just listed off why people love it.
Yeah.
I just don't get. I mean, I guess you go to say you did it.
You go so that you can hop on a podcast that less than 20 people listen to and talk about the time you watched two trannies suck each other's dick.
And I bet if you went as a different person, you would probably enjoy it more.
Oh, man.
So did you at least get a picture so we could put it as our cover?
Jury's still out. I think it was a dude. But when a girl tells you it's not a dude, then you gotta believe the girl. Not that there's anything
I mean, your wife doesn't really have to make that much of an observation. It's like, I think that's a dude. How do you know? Well, they're getting their dick sucked. So
I don't ever want to relive that again. I just do it. It would get some love with a pod. That's why I had to say it. But there was a lot going on. A lot. But it was one of my better trips. I will say that.
I'm glad that anyone who can get offended has already switched off the podcast.
Listen, at this point, if you listen to any one of the other 142 episodes and you haven't been offended yet, then there's something wrong with you. If you're still here, we appreciate you. I just don't want people to say I've said anything offensive. I just wanted to treat this week with delicate hands.
Even if you didn't, they're gonna hear all the Drew stuff and say we all said it.
Yeah,
so
seriously,
Oh yeah, Drew. Yeah, no one's ever gonna.
I'm going wild like that couple.
And here's the thing: it was like 4 or 5 people in that one group. They weren't recording it or anything.
So it wasn't just like those two were just like by themselves. They had a group of friends, and they're like, "Hey, yo, let's just stop for a second so I can like polish Shorty off." Like,
but I think the goal was earlier that day. They said, "Look, what are you doing later? I got nothing. Let's go to Bourbon. Let's put a show on." Yeah, they did.
Want to get your dick sucked? It just got sucked. You want to get your dick sucked again? I guess.
All of them look like Sanaa Lathan when she was at the overseas playing basketball in the locker room. And what movie was that? Love and Basketball? That's what she looked like.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah. Dude, or whoever you are, if you're listening to this and I miss representing you, I apologize. Please correct me. I don't want to misrepresent anybody.
If you listen to this and I've offended you or misrepresented you, let Mac know because I don't give a fuck.
The people that were down there, they knew what they were doing. Yeah. They got a rise out of everybody.
Listen, if you're down there and you're sucking some dude's dick, some dude, lady, whatever's dick, in Bourbon Street, you know, at that point, you don't get to sit there and go, oh, you've offended me by not announcing my correct pronouns. Bro, you are on your knees in fucking piss, sucking some dude's dick in public.
Mind you,
your pronouns are like
this was that's your fucking pronoun. For Thursday night. I said this is too much for me. There was also a woman, an elderly woman, first day there. She came up. She came out of a daiquiri place. She went inside. I knew she wasn't buying anything. So she comes out and she puts beads on my wife and I. This is middle of the day, real early, tame. And then she goes, "Can you give me a couple dollars?" And we say we don't have any cash. And she does the give me that back. I say, take it. Hops on her bike and rides off.
That's crazy. That's what they're doing with the bees nowadays. I don't even think I want to visit.
Well, they tossing them, and I definitely seen a couple shorties, you know, show they body parts. It wasn't nothing like you see on Girls Gone Wild. I'll tell you that. But besides that, yeah, they either buy it from the store or some old fiends and sell them to you for a couple bucks. Yeah.
I guess in a way you're buying boob flashes.
That feels like some type of one of the oldest practices of the world. In a way. But yeah, it's crazy. All right. No Abby. I guarantee we'll have Abby saying some sly shit next week, though. After listening to this, whole bunch of questions that I can't answer.
This was an Abby episode.
Yeah,
you're gonna love this last like 10-minute portion.
Yeah, I just can't wait to the group chat. I'm just gonna probably end up laughing. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook, SoundCloud, and YouTube. under the name No Pyro Podcast. I forgot what episode this is. I think we stopped counting episodes ago. But we're up there. Next week is the WrestleMania preview show. We are at 100, and this is the 135th episode.
Woo!
So we're up there. Next milestone is what, 150?
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're gonna get to 200 this year. We might. I doubt it. But we'll see.
All right, let's end the show.
Yeah, we're out of here. My name is Total Mac. That's Swerve Lee. That's No Chill Drew. We are out of here. Catch us next week. WrestleMania preview show. If you're on a long flight or like Joe Scott, you're taking a long walk, about 3.5 hours worth, this is what you want to listen to. Analysis, banter, arguments, predictions. We are here. Until then, I want to shout a fat doses to the people.